Hello there. We talked about list, looping, triplets, and a great deal of other things. In today's video, I will talk about if statements. If statements. Programming often involves examining a set of conditions and deciding which action to take based on those conditions. Python's if statement allows you to examine the current state of a program and respond appropriately to that state. Let me give you a simple example. Let's suppose that we have a list of cars. The variable is car, and let me just add quickly a few names of car. Okay, and let's see what happens next. How could we use the if statement? Okay, now let me just quickly add the command. We already discussed it. Okay, if car is BMW, don't forget to put colon here. If you don't put colon here, it will not run. Friend car offer, and else at friend car title. Now let me just run it so you could see that cars. Okay, I have a list of cars and I have 4 elements in the list. Now if a car is BMW, it could be run as uppercase. You could see here BMW is capitalized, all the alphabets are capitalized, and all the rest of the cars are written as title, which means that only the first alphabet of the word is capitalized. If I write as lower, then all will be displayed as given here. Now if I change it to title, you could see that the BMW is written as a title. This shows how if tests let you respond to special situations correctly. Imagine you have a list of cars and you want to print out the name of each car. Car names are proper names, so the names of most cars should be printed in title case. However, the value BMW should be printed in all uppercase. The following code loops for a list of car names and looks for the value BMW. Whenever the value is BMW, it is printed in title or uppercase, and while the rest is displayed as title, is already discussed. So I hope it is easy and you got what I mean. The loop in this example first checks if the current value of car is BMW. If it is, the value is printed in uppercase. If the value of car is anything other than BMW, it is printed in title case. So you need to remember how you can use it. Now let's talk about conditional test. Let's talk about conditional test. At the heart of every if statement is an expression that can be evaluated as true or false and is called a conditional test. Python uses the values true and false to decide whether the code in an if statement should be executed. If a conditional test evaluates to true, Python executes the code following the if statement. If the test evaluates to false, Python ignores the code following the if statement. Now let's talk about checking for equality. checking for equality. Most conditional tests compare the current value of a variable to a specific value of interest. The simplest condition test checks whether the value of a variable is equal to the value of interest. Let me just say car, let me just check it, BMW, or and car equal to BMW. Now let me just run it and you could see that it is true. Okay, the line here at 13 sets the value of car to BMW using a single equal sign, and you have seen many times already the line checks whether the value of car is BMW. The double sign, using a double equal sign, checks whether the value of a car is BMW. This equality operator returns true if the values on the left and right side of the operator match, and false if they don't match. The values in this example match, so Python returns true. Now let me give you another example so that how could it be false. Let's suppose that I add the name car, RD or Toyota or whatever, and now let me just change the name. So I could check for equality, and if I run it, it is false. A single equal sign is already a statement. You might read the code, set the value of car equal to RD. On the other hand, a double equal sign like the one here, the one here, asks a question: is the value of car equal to BMW? Most programming languages use equal signs in this way. Now let's talk about ignoring case when checking for equality. Testing for equality in case is case sensitive in Python. For example, two values with different capitalization are not considered equal. Now let me just give you an example. Car, or let me just write name Basit, and let me just write name Basit. Now if I run it, I will get false. Because Basit is here, B is here capitalized, while B here is small. If I also write it as in small letter, in small alphabet, then I will get true. So you need to remember that Python is case sensitive. If case matters, this behavior is advantageous, but if case doesn't matter and instead you just want to trace the value of a variable, you can convert the variable's value to lowercase before doing the comparison. Let me just let me write another example so that you get it. Car, let me just write it. Now I just need to convert it, and you will see what happens. Now it is true. Okay, so but if I remove it, then it will be false. This test will return true no matter how the value let me just fix it. Okay, this test will return true no matter how the value RD is formatted, because the test is now case sensitive. The lower function doesn't change the value that was originally stored in car, so you can do this kind of comparison without affecting the original variable. However, if you change it to offer, then it will be false. But if I write all the alphabets like this, then it will be true. So you need to change, if you're using the case, then you also need to change the name accordingly to the case that you use. If you use title, then you just need to write it like this, or let me just run it. That is still false. Okay, now if you use title, then it will be fine. Okay, so you need to understand the uppercase, the lowercase in the title, and how could you use it correctly.